Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Please like and subscribe so I can provide you with better content. Tales of Demons and Gods is a pretty light and easy read for most people. The chapters are really short, so you can blast right through this thing pretty easily. Now, we are introduced to the main setting of the story, and that is Glory City. This is an isolated place surrounded by dangerous creatures. The population of Glory City believes that they're the last survivors. Now, there was some event that happened in the past where they basically isolated themselves and there's been no communication with anybody else in the world. So again, after multiple generations, they ended up coming with the conclusion that they're the only survivors. Like many other stories out there, this starts off in school, and the reason why they do this is just to explain the world itself, explain the rules of the world. So in this case, we know that there's a sacred family out there. So think of that as like a royal family or a clan that's in control or highly regarded. And also there's power rankings. There's 5 different power rankings: bronze, silver, gold, black, and legend. Each of them is also separated by what is called stars. So you can have something like a 1-star bronze and a 1-star gold, and you already know that 1-star gold is a lot stronger than the bronze. Now, our first introduction into Nie Li is him waking up from sleeping in class. Already we notice something is wrong as he basically freaks out, and we realize that his character himself is not himself at that time. It's his future self. His future self basically died, and his mind, his consciousness gets transferred back into his younger self. Now, all that knowledge he gained up to the point, he still has. He still has all the, I guess you could say, martial arts knowledge from the future, or that timeline at least. Now, here's the thing. We find out that Glory City was attacked, and it fell at the hands of, all these monsters. And the majority of the strongest people in the city tried to defend it, and they failed, leading to basically the evacuation of the city and the civilians just going on the run. Now, here's the thing also, is that Nie Li had a love interest. Now, this love interest ends up dying because of the escape. So while they were escaping, she gets killed by, these monsters. Basically, demons is what they really call it, spirit demons and whatnot. But, Nie Li himself ends up traveling the world after he leaves the city and realizes how big it is and gains all this knowledge. So why is this something that the audience can relate to? How is this something interesting? Now, I hope people understand that as you get older, you sometimes look back on the past and said, man, I wish I could have done this. I wish things were different between me and whoever, right? And those type of feelings, people have. It's always, fun to think of it in certain ways. I mean, you really don't want to be tied down by those feelings or have just deep regret, but it's always nice to think of things like that sometimes. Like, for example, if I had the same knowledge I had now and go back 2 years, I probably would have made a killing and made like at least a couple $1,000,000 by now. Just, if I had the same knowledge I had now back 2-3 years ago. It's fun to fantasize about these things. It's just fun to do. But in Nie Li's case, he basically gets to go back and change it for the better for everyone. He gets to see all his loved ones, and he gets to hopefully save them from getting wiped out and brutally murdered by monsters. If you like this video, please click on the other links so you can see more of my content. Thank you, and have a nice day.